there does come a point where you have to look at everything, including play calling, including game planning, and how it is affecting the performance of the players on the field. And what I think has happened here is that Mike McCarthy, for all his got to get back to the fundamentals, got to, not go off course, got to stick with, our game plans, and there's no problem with the scheme. The scheme is sound, et cetera, et cetera. That's all well and good, except he's using a scheme that traditionally has needed Aaron Rodgers at or near his best to make it work. He's run a scheme for the last 8-9 years that had one of the best quarterbacks to ever play the game at the helm. That is not this quarterback. Not this year. Not in 2015. Maybe. That is not this quarterback. He has got to help his quarterback. He's got to call plays and design a game plan for the quarterback on the field. Not the guy we saw last year, not the guy we saw in 2010, the guy that is taking the field week in and week out. Now, we can say it's a slump. We can say he's going to bust out of it. You've got to help him bust out of it. You've got to lean on that running game. You've got to design some rollouts. You got to move the pocket. It kills me watching the last 4 plays of that game against the Bears. All 4 plays basically come down to get in the end zone, try to get open, Aaron works some magic. Yeah. Now, you can quibble with that in regards to the technicalities of, whether these route adjustments and this is what this guy saw, or Aaron called this play or this adjustment at the line, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But when you break down those 4 plays to their barest essence, all 4 of them had the wide receivers run into the end zone, quote unquote, try to get open. Aaron tries to find somebody.
Yeah. I agree. You're not doing that.
That is not putting your players in a position to win the game.
You're not doing that with Osweiler.
No, exactly. I'm not saying you got to call the game as if Brock Osweiler is in there, but you have to help your struggling quarterback. You have to mix up the formations. You've got to create some clean, easy looks for him. And they've tried twice now on the first play of the game to run that bootleg to get him an easy completion, to get him in the rhythm, and both times it has totally sucked. They've run it poorly. The defense has totally blown it up. But after that, they've gone away from that idea. They need to continue. They ran one play this year in a 3rd and short where they isolated John Kuhn out in the flat, got a huge gain on 3rd and short. Easy play, easy read, easy completion. You need about 5 or 6 of those a game. Get your quarterback in a rhythm. Because until Mike does that, we're going to continue to see Rodgers struggling because of the quarterback he is. In regards to, he doesn't like to force it, doesn't throw 50-50 balls, doesn't throw it to guys he doesn't trust, doesn't like to lead receivers so they get lit up. These are all things that Rodgers has done throughout his career that aren't going to change. They are who he is. Those elements have made him a 2-time league MVP, but he's not playing with the guys that he was playing with when he won those MVPs. He's struggling. He doesn't trust what he sees. He doesn't trust his protection. Help him. Mike has to help him. And by saying the change needs to be made schematically or play calling wise doesn't make you a bad fan, doesn't mean you don't know what you're talking about. It means you want the quarterback to be put in a position to succeed, not unlike any other player on the football field. And until Mike recognizes that reality, we're going to continue to see more of the crap that we've seen for the past 2 months.